conference will now be recorded.
Hello, can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Prerana session that is being organized by Ontario Telugu Foundation.
Come back and
I think she got. So once
This
again,
conference will
welcome
now be
everyone
recorded.
for our Prerana session that is being organized by Ontario Telugu Foundation. As we know that Prerana is all about inspiring women. Women inspiring other women around them. In this session, we get an opportunity to meet the exemplary women, listen to their success story, and get inspired. So as we all know that, in this session, our guest is Madam Srimati Apurva Srivastava, Consul General of India in Toronto. Just a few words about her. She is from Lucknow, Uttar Pradesh in India, selected for IFS in 2001, and she's placed in Canada in 2019, married to Sir Mr. Anshuman Gaur, Deputy High Commission of India in Canada, and they have 2 kids. So welcome, ma'am, to our Prerana session. It is great honor to have you with us here.
thank you so much. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Thank you. So, ma'am, we are all excited to hear about your success story. And as per my knowledge, the IFS is the highest ranking and most desirable service in India, Indian civil services. So how could you able to achieve this? And we would like to hear about your childhood, your studies, your family and their support, and all the challenges you had to go through and how you could able to tackle them during this process.
So thank you. I was born in Lucknow, in a place in Uttar Pradesh, and my father was in Indian Administrative Services. So he had been posted all over Uttar Pradesh. His cadre was from Uttar Pradesh, so we traveled all over, and studied in very small places. But the best schools, whatever. My father was posted in places like Gonda, Faizabad, and whatever the schools. So I traveled all along with him. But eventually, by class 10th, my parents decided that the children should have some stability. So we were staying in Lucknow. So from class 9th onwards, I studied in Lucknow. First of all, in Carmel Convent, and then IT, and then I had 2 elder brothers and a sister, and so it was a big family. So it was always a thing that one of us has. My father had always had this dream that one of his children will do civil services like him, and fortunately or unfortunately, I'm the youngest of all the 4. So unfortunately, or fortunately for me, none of them pursued that career path. Somebody got in bank, somebody got in painting, somebody got in private sector. Somebody did MBA, so I was the only one left, and I was the youngest, so I couldn't pass on this baton to anybody else. So I had to take the exam. And it's a great career choice. The Indian Civil Services, for as it's a huge exam which take people in the top level bureaucrats in administrative services, in police services, in foreign services, in revenue services, in railways. So that top bureaucracy is selected through this exam. So I was really proud and really happy to have gotten IFS, because as you rightly said, it's one of those top ranking things. Normally, there's more than 20 services which can be in one exam, which are selected through one exam. So what you get depends on your choice, what you have given, and also your rank. So when I got IFS, I didn't know a single person who was IFS at that point of time, because I was in the administrative services. I knew people from police services, my parents' colleague, but not IFS. My parents were also a little worried, because involved a lot of international travel. But today I can say that, you know, I am so lucky to get our foreign service, the kind of exposure it gives us. You know, you travel to different countries, you stay for 3 years, you get to know the culture, the people, and you know, the most important part is that you get to represent your country, which is a big honor for anybody, you know, sitting behind India's flag and representing 1.3 billion people. You know, it's a great honor. It's a great honor. So I think I'm really proud to be a part of diplomatic services from India.
Yeah, for sure, ma'am. We are proud of you as well.
Thank
Being
you.
an man, like, you know, you achieved a lot. Yeah, I can say that. Okay, so during this, can you please explain us how was your, I mean, family support, any challenges? Being a woman, do you have to go through any challenges during your, could be your training, like, you know, your studies, whatever? Did you have to go through any challenges, and how did you overcome those?
Fortunately, I didn't have any challenges. Rather, it was the other way around. You know, as I told you, my father was very keen that one of us becomes a civil service servants. And when, you know, I decided to take the exam, I mean, my father has been, my parents have been really supportive. My brothers and sisters had already left for their respective jobs by then when I was preparing. So their full focus was on me. And, you know, my father ensured for 1 year while I was taking the exam. It's a long 1-year exam. It has 3 stages. It has prelims, it has mains, and then it has interview. So so it basically, it was so their whole focus was on me. And you know, they ensured that no relatives come to our place during that time. They ensured that I don't go out. So I was at that point of time, I really used to get very frustrated, you know, because they insisted that I don't go out too much. I study, and you know, at that point of time, I used to be a rebellious kind. I said, why are you not allowing me to go out? And you know, and they had a dedicated phone for me, so that, you know, I don't have to, you know, come down in the house, and you know, and all this ACs, etc., all fitted in my room. So so they really focused totally on me so that I can, you know, take this exam without any hindrances. So I got 100% or more than that support from my parents, and because my parents wished that I become a part of civil services. So, you know, I can't say that I didn't get any support. I really, from my teachers, from my university colleagues, because, you know, I had completed my graduation, and I was doing my post-graduation. So, you know, even for my classes, which I used to miss because of these exams, so I have a lot of support from the university colleagues as well. So I'm really very fortunate on that account.
I see. Yeah, that's really interesting. Actually, it's a lot of support. Like, you know, when you are saying that, I can understand that is really a frustrating time, because like we miss a couple of things in the life, but if we have to achieve something, like, you know, we have to lose something, kind of, right?
Yeah, and you don't realize at that point of time, because you think that, you know, why are you being subjected to this kind of thing? And I know, you know, I'm a very social person, so I had this huge network of friends, and you know, I had to go to every party, and you know, I was, I mean, I used to top in my university and colleges. I was very good in studies, but you know, I had this part of me which kind of my father thought would have distracted me. So he ensured that, you know, I don't. You know, my social life should be limited to few people who are taking the exam, so that I remain more focused. So which was right in a way. Otherwise, you know, people keep on giving this exam for 3-4 years and sometimes not get through. So I think I'm very happy, and I'm very fortunate that my father did what he did at that point of time.
Yeah. Otherwise, we easily get distracted. It's common to get distracted, right? So I'm happy
Especially in
today,
this
like. Mhm.
long, you know, exam of 1 year, you have to, you know, study. So it's a long time. I mean, if it's for 1 month, it's fine, but if it's for 1.5 years, it's a long time.
Okay. So I'm happy that my daughter also with me, like, you know, she's hearing to you. I'm hoping she will definitely get inspired by this, like all
Yeah.
of us.
Parents can be cruel, and now being a parent, I can understand that. But they do things for your own good, I guess.
Okay, yeah, definitely, of course. So would you like to talk about your kids, ma'am, since you said like, being a mom, like, you know about your kids, right? So would you like to talk about them a little bit? Hello?
I couldn't hear it. Can you just repeat?
Okay, so you said
Yeah, can
that
you please repeat?
being a mom, you can understand what that is. Like, how parents, like, they like to keep their kids under discipline or whatever. So would you like to talk few words about your kids? Like, how old are they, what they are doing right now, and how you are balancing between the
Yeah,
work and kids and all that stuff?
yeah. Okay, I have two girls. They are 11 and 15, and they are with me here in Toronto. They are in class. They are going to class 7th and 11th right now. For last 6 months, of course, they are like everybody else. They are at home. Um, uh, and these maybe last 6 months I have these last six have been months where I have spent the most time with them in recent years, because before coming here I was staff officer for the foreign minister of India, which was at first Mrs. Sushma Swaraj. uh, so I had a real hectic job and a lot of traveling.
Hello, ma'am.
So I used to, travel with her. I used to look after her office in the as foreign minister. So we have more than 180 embassies across the world. So there was some problem somewhere or the other, and it was a 24/7 kind of job. And she was very active on Twitter, so we need to follow it up. And we were doing, fighting fighting fires. Firefighting was prevalent at all that point of time. So last 4 years have been, I'm sorry, but I really missed my children. I missed spending time with them. So, and in last 6 months in Toronto, as soon as I came, it has been really, really hectic, and it's a huge Indian community. Then there has been Vande Bharat mission here after the thing. But still, the events. For instance, this event, if pandemic wasn't there, you would have done it in a physical form, and the half of a day of would have been spent. I would have come there, spoken to all of you, interacted with you. It has definitely a much more impact, definitely. But now this can be over in half an hour, sitting at home or in office. So there's a lot of time has been saved, and I've been able to spend a lot of time with my girls. Otherwise, regarding balancing, I never knew how to balance it. I really, as you say that, jahan aag lagi hai wahan bujha do. But wherever there is urgent, you just go there. If there's something real, a crisis in in office, then of course you focus on that. If Of course, but I've always tried to be part of their important events. I try not to miss, their, any teachers, parent teachers meeting. I don't want to miss that. Any annual event where they are performing, I really don't want to miss that. Their birthdays, I try to take day off as far as possible. It was not always possible, especially with my younger daughter, because she's born in end September, when this UN General Assembly was going on. So
Oh.
every year I had to travel to New York with the foreign minister. So I eventually, it's normally like 3-4 years I missed her birthday. But normally then I make it up later. But I try not to miss their important events. At least spend like couple of hours with them in the evening while they are sleeping, and and when they are waking up, I want to be with them. When they are sleeping, I want to be with them. At least one meal we try to have together as far as possible. And the line of communication should always be there. So I have created a WhatsApp group of all three of us, and we keep on sharing jokes and that kind of stuff. But as long as balancing is concerned, I don't know how to do it, and if somebody tells me, I'll be grateful. But my my thing is, wherever this I go, go wherever I think is more urgent. So, and but I try and kind of balance it, but I don't know actually how do I do it. But sometimes I think as I told you that I don't miss important events in my children's life, and of course on career part also I don't miss important events and all the opportunities that come to me. So that's how I balance, if you can say so.
Yeah, that's really good, ma'am. Like, I can understand that it cannot, balancing cannot be 100%. Every person's situation is different. Every situation is different. It's kind of, we just have to, take as it comes and just prioritize the things.
Yeah,
right?
that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And don't
Yeah.
be guilty. I used to feel very guilty initially. And then I saw that, the quality of interaction at both office and house was going down because of that, because whenever I was office, I was guilty about home, and when I was at home, I was guilty about office. So, I am now learned to be more blasé about it. Okay, I can do whatever I can. I mean, and also, it's very important to find time for yourself. You just can't, it's there should be some semblance, of course, if you give like um, maybe 45% to your office and 45% to your children, then at least 10% should remain with you. You do meditation, you do exercise, you go on for massages. I don't know, whatever you do, pursue your own hobby. That is extremely important, and I've come to realize that, and I would like to recommend to all the women, young women, especially young mothers, who are present here, to always go find time for yourself. Unless you are happy, you are content, you won't give your 100% to your work, to your children. So I think that is very important.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, ma'am. 100%. I agree with you. So we have a couple of folks join, we have around 25 attendees, including me, excluding you, ma'am. So there are a couple of questions from them to you. So we just have 10 more minutes, so we may not be going through all of them, but just a couple of them, whichever, they might be, people might be really interested on. So I'll be bringing them before you. So the first one is most of those questions you already answered, how you balance the work and personal life, your family support and all that stuff. But one person, she would like to know, India is kind of male dominating still. It is, right? Even we accept it or not, it is still. So being a woman and being, doing, performing and being in that big of a role, right? Did you have to go through any issues, any challenges, you being surrounded by men all the time, right? In most of your roles. So were there any challenges to you being a woman?
I mean, not as much as other people would have been experiencing. Normally, the foreign ministry in India, we are very, it's very gender positive, if I can say. We are treated very, equally. We have as many ambassadors. We have like at least 20 women ambassadors posted all across the world, and we have been treated very equally. There have been little instances here and there, but not from within the ministry, but the way the people deal with you abroad. But I must say that I didn't face much of the challenge. My husband is also in the foreign service, and he's a total supportive of me. For instance, when we were coming here, we came here because there was this postings opened in Ottawa and Toronto. So we thought that the kids are small. So it would be good for both the parents to be together, not together because we are too senior now to be in in one station. So this was the easiest which we could think, that Ottawa is 4 hours drive and 1 hour flight, and it will be good for kids, at least if they meet their father at least twice a month or something. So that has been working well for us. Ministry has been very kind. They have been, every time we have been posted together till now, and otherwise also, I haven't had any major challenges, and I've got very supporting people. Sometimes there was one instance I can tell you. There was we were in Paris, and there are 2 missions in Paris, and I was, one is and another is the real High Commission, the embassy. So one of the ambassadors at that point of time, they had to choose between 2 of us, and she was a woman, and she said that I will take the boy because this girl will get pregnant. So that kind of things. So of course I did later, but that kind of things, little things, but not even. I must say that I had been very, very fortunate that way. I didn't face much challenges. Things like there have been cultural things that if you go to Iran, you have to cover your head, but that is fine. That happens in India or in many several places. So I don't think so. I have been fortunate enough to be accepted as I am. So I'm really, really fortunate.
Okay, that's really good, and that's good to hear. In spite of we listening, like many kind of scary stories. I mean, the assaults that are happening on women in India, but there is a good side as well. So basically, that is what we are seeing in your case, right?
Yeah. In India, it's people talk about glass ceiling. In India, there is no glass ceiling if you get right opportunities and if you're good. You have women who have been presidents, you have women who have been leader of opposition, all top ministers, you have women who are prime ministers, who are scientists. The whole mass mission of India was basically done by women scientists. We are, as I told you, more than 25 ambassadors of India right now are women. So, we talk about in India, there are problems. There is an inequality. Nobody can deny that. You all know India. But you would have seen rags to riches stories. There is no stopping if you're good and you get enough opportunities. So women in India have done really well, and making us all proud, and that's how the actors, everybody, scientists, the administrators. So I must say that there's 2 sides, as you rightly said, of each story, and in many countries, even if women get opportunities, I mean, there's difficult to break that glass ceiling. So I'm really proud that India doesn't have that kind of glass ceiling. So it might be difficult for you. You might have to work hard, but nobody can stop you if you're good.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, that is right. And one more important question that I got from the folks, ma'am. Like, if women in Canada, if they are in any kind of situation, any kind of bad situation, like if they come to you, what kind of support you can provide? And normally, like what are the issues that you can provide them the support for?
Yeah, it's interesting that you asked this question, because it's all, this issue has always been very close to my heart, and especially when we were working with I was working with Mrs. Sushma Swaraj, this issue was very close to her also, and there was this national law which was put in the I mean, which was supposed to get passed. It still has to get to pass, for the Swissless woman. So basically, here what I have done is I have started a platform called Meri Awaaz. That means in English, my voice. Here we have a few lawyers on our panel, and we have few psychologists on our panel. And whenever we get any issues, any complaints about issues from women, either we do a little session on phone or video conference, or we call them. And the lawyers talk to them and give them advice. Consulate does not have much role because of the very strict privacy laws here. So many a times we have contacted the Canadian government, and many a time most of the information we are not given because there are strict privacy laws. So what we have done is to kind of create a platform where women can be guided legally, and also as a moral support for them. So if you come across any women who has some problems and who need some legal guidance on how to go about, please connect them to us, because we have this platform, and we provide free legal guidance for women in distress situation. And I personally really I'm personally present during those sessions. At least, you know, I meet the ladies later, and we do provide all possible support.
Okay, yeah, that's really good to hear, ma'am, and that's very supportive. So we just have 2 minutes left, ma'am. Like, you know, one last thing, like, you know, what is your message for modern day women?
Modern day women or any woman, for the message is that be yourself. I think the most important thing is we try to become others just to impress others. So I think be the best version of yourself. Be fearlessly you. I think that is the most important, you know, takeaway. And you know, everybody is unique, and everybody have their own advantages and disadvantages. Everybody has their own merits and demerits. But you know, you are so unique. So always be proud of you. Always take care of you, which is very important. That I've already said, and it can't be overemphasized. And try to become the best version of yourself. Don't try to become anybody else. And that is my only thing to, you know, tell any women out there. And have your own opinions, have your own things, have your own personality, because you are so unique and you have to be the best version of yourself. That's what I want to say.
Yeah, that's really nice one, ma'am. Like, you know, I mean, yeah, like, you know, whatever you said, I can definitely relate, and then I 100% accept that. Be the best version of yourself. Like, you know, do not to try hard to impress anybody in the life. Like, just be yourself, stand for yourself, and be the best version of yourself tomorrow.
Yeah, and support each other. You know, we women have to support each other. This is extremely important. And until and unless we support each other, it's very difficult for us to, you know, to break that so-called glass ceiling. And I just want to, as the last thing, you know, don't try to fit into a glass slipper, but try to break the glass ceiling. I mean, that Cinderella glass slippers, don't try to fit in any of those glass slippers. You make your own glass slippers, or whatever, plastic glass slippers, or you know, any material. Don't try to fit in, you know, be yourself, and that is most important.
Yeah, it's a beautiful message, ma'am. Thank you so much. I think we are at time.
Yeah,
And we are really, really honored to have you here. And it's a very, like, you know, great inspirational story that we heard from you, and a very nice message. Thank you so much, ma'am, like, you know, for accepting our invite and being here.
thank you so much for inviting me. I really had a great time. Thank you so much.
Thank you.